on the moment where their body stops, you know, pulsating with life, or is it when they're forgotten, or if they're never going to be forgotten, do they ever die? You know, it's one of those things. And we were on top of this beautiful hill. It was almost the last scene we shot. Everyone was crying like a baby, and it was. It felt to me incredibly apposite for something that was so complex and so irresolvable. It seemed to be the only way to do it. And it's credit to Ron. You know, that whole final episode to me was about completing a circle, which the show was always about. This happening before and happening. I can't even remember the line. All of this has happened before, and all of this will happen again. You know, this whole idea that these characters haven't really changed. They've always been who they are. They've been through this incredible, tumultuous journey, and yet they're still, you know, they're still slightly lost, and they're still part of each other. And what they've learned is that being human is not really definable, and who knows what the answers are. There are no answers. You're on top of a hill. It looks beautiful. For the first time, you can look to the future, and he turns around and she's not there, and perhaps she never was for the last few episodes, but she was, and she still is, and she doesn't have to be physically there. And I could go on, but you know, for me it worked, and I know for a lot of you it didn't, but that's what makes it fun.
It sounds so much better in a British accent.
I like Jane's take on it. Kara's just laying in the grass.
That's good too. I love that.
This side. Hi, Katee. This question is for you. I was wondering how you felt about not only some of the fans not understanding the shift from, you know, male to female, but what was your reaction when Dirk Benedict was kind of going, well, you know, they're neutering the Starbuck character. What's going on? And has he since come around? Because I saw a picture of you two together on Topless Robot, like smoking cigars and stuff like that. Has he gotten has he kind of gotten over it?
No, you know,
She wasn't muted. Has he seen the show?
Yeah. You know, the Starbucks by Starbucks at Starbucks thing was before the miniseries even came out. So that photo, thank God you can't tell, but that's actually like 8 years ago. You know, we had this really great time together. Like, I really liked him. I thought that he was charmingly inappropriate, which I think is kind of how I like to think of myself. And we got along, and then like a month later I saw the like Save Starbucks Genitalia thing that he had just written, and I felt kind of stabbed in the back. And so I hadn't talked to him since.
I just want to say one thing, knowing Dirk as I do. His unresolved issues with women go far back beyond. Seriously, the problem had nothing to do with you, is what I'm trying to say. It's a whole line of probably, you know, bad relationships. All I can tell you is that I think he genuinely liked you and appreciated you. I think he just had some other issues that he needs to, you know, look at.
I have lots of daddy issues too.
Somebody's gonna be getting a call from Dirk Benedict later. He's like, Richard, what the fuck did you say about me? Like, wait, what?
Might be worth flying him in.
Sorry, what?
I was happy with the answer.
Truco does? So, Truco and I just played a game of celebrities playing celebrity for charity. And the defining, you get to a point where you can only mime, right? And the way to describe Truco, we had words, obviously, ahead of time. And then by the end of the game, all we were doing was this. Because he has such a nice butt. So you would just point to your butt, and you'd be like, Truco! Or it was the gas guy, too.
It was the gas guy.
It was the gas guy.
Kyle's ass somehow became Kyle Gass's ass.
Kyle Gass. Oh, Some Kyle Gasser pointing at our asses.
Yeah, suddenly I'm half of Tenacious D, and I don't even know why. No, this only comes after the fact that we're playing Celebrity, this game in which you have to identify celebrities, and Nathan Fillion put my name in as one of the celebrities. That son of a bitch. And one of the guys on the other team, who was a charity winner, he has no idea who I am. I'm sitting 15 feet away from him. He's like, oh shit.
He's like, okay, it's
I don't know who this is. His first name is like the same name as a singer who sings Beat It. They're like, Michael. And then his last name, oh God. I don't know who this is.
It's kind of like a truck, but it's not. And we're like, truck, but it's not. Truck, but it's not. And the time runs out. He's like, I don't know who this guy is. And we're like, who? And he's like, Michael Trucko? We thought it was really funny.
And humiliating at the same time. But that's usually funny, so.
He knows who you are now, though.
Yes, he does, because I went and introduced myself to him. Yeah.
Kevin, what is the coolest piece of tech advice you got to give the BSG writers?
Probably as I've told the story so many times. When I read the first strip for Exodus Part 2, when the Galactica does, what people call the Adama maneuver or the belly flop, and my notes for that was basically, I'd be remiss in my job as science advisor if I didn't point out this wouldn't happen. Galactica would break up. We don't do anything really Star Trek-y and make up weird metals, so we have to assume this is made of something that we understand. So I said this Galactica would break up. It couldn't maintain its orientation. It would, like Columbia had just broken up. It would break up. It just wouldn't live through this. But owing to the high coolness factor, go for it, because I want to see this. So what we did is, when you talk to writers about, science and tech advice, the term they keep coming back to is grounded. It doesn't have to be right, it has to feel right. And so they want to ground their stories in science. They want to make it feel like this can happen. And there are a lot of visual clues in that scene that tell you this actually can. You see the re-entry plasma. You see when Galactica jumps away. You see all the wind rushing to fill the void. So there are a lot of visual clues that say that this works. So you buy it because it's grounded in what looks right. So there are a lot of science elements that go into telling something that's completely false well, and you completely buy it, that scene.
I have a question, Kevin. In the pilot, when Starbuck jams her nose into Lee's ship, and they come in and they land, would that have actually happened, or would she die? Would they both have just died terribly?
I think that could happen. The pilot was the only episode I didn't work on, but I'm fine with that scene. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Are you saying the Galactica? That's the bit where it tumbles in through the atmosphere?
Yeah,
but then the space shuttles are able to enter atmospheres because they've got those tiles on them, right?
They're designed to. Galactica's a mile long.
But we can't have the tiles.
It's designed to do that, and it's just too big.
But you go to Bed Bath & Beyond and buy a whole range of tiles.
And also, when Hot Dog launches through the re-entry plasma, he hit a shockwave and his viper will go poof. It's like, I don't care, it's cool.
I just bought a lot of really nice towels at Bed Bath & Beyond. And I had 20% off coupons, and they were like... The woman behind me was so jealous, and I was like, do you want one? It's okay. I saved like $95. Amazing. I was so happy. Every time someone uses a towel at my house, I go, that's 20% off.
Which begs the question to Kevin, does 20% off coupons mean they have to give you money?
Right.
Because 20% off coupons, I know 20% is still a fraction of the whole. But if you have 5 of the coupons, then you argue that that's 100% off, and therefore it's free. But if you had a further 14, you should get a further 3 towels free. 4 free towels.
I'm following you.
I have not had enough caffeine yet.
Funny enough, you can actually get Coca-Cola at Bed Bath & Beyond. 20% off.
Well, I'm actually not a good guy, but I'm in Atlanta, so it was the Atlantans.
This is for Jamie Bamber. Knowing you're British, how many people would you kill to be on Doctor Who?
None, because that would be murder. Then I'd be in prison and I wouldn't be able to be on Doctor Who. Matt, who because Doctor Who right now is doing a great job. So you know, I'd rather he did it. He's better than I would be. So no, Doctor Who's a huge institution at home and something that I grew up with. And I don't know, it would be pretty scary to do that. But I'd love to have a go one day, but not to kill anyone.
So I have a question about, you know, kind of how you guys interact on stage. You know, was there some person, you know, was that one guy who, when you had these really tense moments, oh my God, I have a baby, blah, blah. Who was the practical joker? Who would always just, you know, break that tension and you know, crack everything up?
Aaron was put down. Aaron was always over.
It's always like, yeah, just off
bitching about something.
Want to be at a hockey game.
Yeah. Or bitching about his groin when he pulled it.
We love Aaron. We love Aaron to death, but the joke is that Aaron would rather be here than on the set of Battlestar. And I think he is. Yeah. Douglas, stand up.
I don't know. He's here somewhere.
It's too early in the morning for Aaron.
He's the person who joked all the time.
We didn't really have a practical joke.
No.
Not per se.
But we had fun, but there was no sort of buckets of water on doors.
Right.
No. Didn't I handcuff you to the bed one time during our sex scene? I did.
Yeah, we did that, and we used.
And I pulled out condoms.
Illicit props, I was just going to say, and a jar of Vaseline, I think. We also have a shot where I'm in the bed with the skull cap and in a coma, and Starbuck is by my side consoling me, and one of the prop guys took a broom handle underneath the sheet and we started That's in the DVD extras.
And then I got really excited.
Yeah.
That's true, it was the prop guys. They were the ones because they rigged up a guillotine as well, didn't they?
Yeah.
Like a French wooden guillotine to do something. I don't know what it was for. It was in the back of a shot.
Yes.
This full-on working guillotine for no reason at all.
That's right.
In case the airlock busted or something like that.
The airlock's busted, damn it!
Kevin just says, was that in Bastille Day? Very good. Very good.
This side.
Katee, this question is for you. Do you consider Starbuck to have been a feminist character? Did you play her as a feminist, and how did playing her change your opinion about being a woman?
Wow. You know what's funny is that I was really young when I got the part. I think I was like 22. So I didn't really understand what it meant to be a feminist. I just thought that I was having fun. And then I don't know, you know, I think that what playing this character like meant to me was that it was just such a tremendous opportunity, not just for the show, but there were so many little girls that were coming up to me, and not only little girls, women, and saying what's the word I'm looking for? I'm so tired. Thank you, inspiration, ding, 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 nice moves. What an inspiration she was, and how she gave them strength, and I think that it was like second season when I realized that I hadn't been really thinking about it, and actually started thinking about it. So smart this morning. And you know, I don't know. I think that the one thing that Starbuck did for me it's I've always been kind of a realist when it comes to women and their strengths and their weaknesses, and I do believe that there are a lot of things that women can do better than men. But I also believe that there are many things that men can do better than women. And that's just the way that it is. That's why there are men and women here and not just all women. And God or the Creator was like, well, you know, obviously realized that like one sex can't do everything. So I don't know. I think that there are things. I think that had Starbuck really gotten in the ring with Apollo, he would have beat the shit out of her. So there's just things like that, but it's true. He would have. So I don't really know. I think that the one thing that playing Starbuck did for me, though, is I think that I realized that I wasn't honest enough in my life, and honest enough even with myself, because I was always scared I was going to hurt people's feelings by telling them the truth, because I was always one of those people that was like, well, you can't tell the truth because you'd rather save their feelings and then just lie to them, because that's so much more appropriate. And so I think that that's what Starbuck did for me, was more than just, any kind of like feminist thing. It was just kind of, be honest at all times and say what you want to say. So I think playing Starbuck made me stronger in that way. That was a really long answer. I don't even know where I started. And I'm sorry. These guys are all asleep at this point. They're like, I could have answered the feminist question better than this bitch did. It's probably true.